Hi, I'm Brian Crombie, and we're going to be talking on the Brian Crombie Show. We're going to be talking about politics, arts, business, and social issues on the Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. Good evening and welcome to the Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. I get to once a week talk to you about business, about politics, about social issues, about lifestyle, and about the arts. And tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the arts and a little bit about lifestyle, because one of my friends, Mark Diatel, is with us tonight, and he's a former financial planner that when he was a teenager was a guitarist and has refound his passion for playing the guitar. And I think, number one, it tells us a little bit about finding your passion, and I want to talk a little bit about finding your passion, and we're going to do that later on in the show. But also, it's a great story about how Mark is becoming a very successful guitarist and studying, what do you call it, professional classical Spanish
romantic, classical, Latin, awesome. Romantic, Spanish.
So Mark, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I really appreciate you having me here.
So let's roll back and explain this a little bit. So you've been a financial planner, and it sounds kind of boring, but maybe exciting, and spend a lot of time with numbers and people and trying to figure out what their futures are all about and how they should invest. And all of a sudden you decide to give it all up and become a guitarist.
Yeah, there's a longer story to that. It wasn't that easy of a transition. I had to have an epiphany in life, like a wake-up call.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I guess, for the majority of the people, some of them find it initially and they find their purpose in life, and some people just go through education and continue their studies to get a well-paying job. And some people, like myself, find it later on in life. And for me, music was always a passion, but I came from Argentina, and when I came up here with the family, I was young, I had no direction, and when I look at other artists and their lifestyle, I didn't think I could make it. Right. So I've chosen a path where I could make some money.
Right.
And help people at the same time. So as a financial planner, I'm very proud of what I've done in terms of helping people enjoy a better lifestyle, achieve their dreams and purpose in life. But came a point in life where there was a fork in the road of life, and I made that transition.
Do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure.
What was the fork?
Well, I think pain. I think digging deep. I was going through a time of my life where my father just recently passed away. He had dementia. I was helping mom, caregiving for my father. I had to put a lot of my time allocated to others. Caregiving, yeah. to others. I ended a relationship that was very meaningful to me, and unexpectedly it ended.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and that has put me on a period where it was dark, depressive, and instead of masking it, I learned from my reading that I had to dig deep and search myself and realize why certain areas of my life were not as successful as I want them to be.
Right.
And through, I think a lot of people go to entertain themselves to mask their pain when they go through grief, or some people resort to drugs, alcohol, and I decided to meditate, but for me, the best meditation was starting to play guitar again. And when I start playing, I found that therapeutic and healing. Not only that, I figure out I have a daughter I love dearly, and she's 21, and a lot of people don't know that I played guitar. So I figure out I'm going to leave a legacy. At least people will know that I play guitar. So I start taping a few songs and posting them on Facebook. And the interaction, the engagement, or the response that I got from the viewers was more than I anticipated. I didn't do it with the expectation of showing off. It was just mainly to share.
Yeah.
But I think because of my background and how I grew up, two things happened. And the result of my pain and having a certain negative patterns in my life where I was always looking out for everyone else, and I would put myself last. Instead of being humble, I wasn't really loving myself. And appreciating myself, I didn't think I was good enough. I think what the guitar has done for me, and by me being able to share with the viewers, it motivated me to continue serving the people through my music and practice more. I practice an average of 5 to 6 hours a day right
Fantastic.
now.
Excellent.
And out of that, without me even marketing myself or promoting myself as an artist, I start getting some opportunities to play.
Yep, good.
At events, festivals, and one thing led to another. I played well in one event. It led me to another concert, another event, and that's what's happening right now. And my vision and opportunities are opening up. I know that with practice, I know that I've been given a gift for music naturally, which I know I didn't appreciate before, but now I do, and I love it.
Well, I appreciate you telling us the story, and one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on the TV to talk about your story is I think that a lot of people do go through bang-ups and hang-ups, as Dr. Zeus talked about, and have that dark night of the soul, and do turn to bad things, drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it is that they turn to, or crime, or self-mutilation, or whatever it happens to be, and at the same time, a lot of people find their passion through the tough times. And I can't tell you how many people that I've met that are either struggling artists or successful artists that have found their passion through a personal crisis or a tough time. And so I think you're a great example of that, and I think you're very brave for talking about it, admitting it, and putting yourself out there in the world.
Sure.
Woody Allen used to say that 80% of life is showing up. And Mark Diatel, you're showing up now, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Will you play a little bit for us?
I'll do one song. I think we're coming close to the holiday season, and I'm going to play a popular song, "O Holy Night." I'm sure you're familiar with that song, and for those who are not, it's been a favorite for a long time and like a classic during this time of the year. So that's what I'm going to do.
Awesome.
एयर विंग्स ट्रैवल एंड टूर्स नॉर्थ अमेरिका की सबसे बाएतमाद और फास्टेस्ट एयर ट्रैवल सर्विसेज। 25 साल का तजर्बा लिए लातादाद अफोर्डेबल ट्रैवल डील्स के साथ एक्सेलेंस इन कस्टमर सर्विसेज ऑन जस्ट वन फोन कॉल। ये है एयर विंग्स ट्रैवल एंड टूर्स। फॉर बुकिंग कॉल नाउ 1855-247-9464 or 905-272-2300. Air Wings Travel and Tours.
Hello, I'm Zizi Farhan from Cityscape Real Estate. I love to help people in buying or selling their property. I've been helping buyers and sellers for a fair bit of time now. Before becoming a realtor, I was in insurance and risk management since 2005. Through my profession, I do get this opportunity to meet awesome people, and I really cherish these relationships.
Buying or selling a residential or commercial property is one of the biggest financial decisions most people will make in their life. The real estate lawyers at Alam Law Chambers will guide you through the complete real estate laws to ensure your transaction completes on time and your dreams come true. Reliable and affordable. Alam Law.
Do you want to start your own business in Canada? Is it your dream to own a gas station? Would you like to invest in a residential development?
If yes, you need to contact Mirza Zulfikar Chaudhary, community's biggest residential and commercial broker. Call Mirza Zulfikar Chaudhary, broker record of Global West Reality Limited, for a one-on-one meeting today at 416-908-1575.
We specialize in commercial development. This project is just completed. Several other commercial projects are in process. If you want to invest in commercial development, please contact us with full confidence.
416-908-1575. Consumer Choice Award recipients and GTA's top-ranked service provider, Dixie Electronics, authorized dealer of all major companies. Shop with a peace of mind, and low prices are always guaranteed.
I promise best customer service and lowest prices in GTA because we beat prices from all major stores and small stores. At Dixie Electronics, our motto is we sell quality and deliver confidence.
Dixie Electronics and Appliances, 5120 Dixie Road, Unit 11, Mississauga. Phone number 905-625-5900.
I worked very hard to build this business. Now how can I protect it from creditors and minimize estate taxes?
My family depends on my income. What if critical illness, disability, or premature death happens to me? How will they survive?
For over 18 years, Zahid Syed of Arush Financial has been giving business owners and professionals sound advice on tax reduction, life and health insurance, and estate planning strategies.
Act now. I can help.
You do not have to wait to protect your dependents and plan your estate. Ado Law will help you take the appropriate steps. Having a will is the most important thing you can do for yourself and your dependents. Not only can a will legally protect your loved ones, it can also spell out exactly how you would like things handled after you have passed on. Ado Law, the legal professionals.
If you are looking for a reliable, professional, and affordable travel agency in your town, then your search is over. Global Travel and Tours is your personal travel partner. Our dedicated staff at Mississauga, Jeddah, and Islamabad is always ready to make your trip hassle-free, memorable, and cost-effective. We will assist you with hotel reservations, the transportation, visa assistance, and travel insurance. We are the #1 pilgrimage specialist for Hajj, Umrah, as well as ziyarat to Iran and Iraq. Global Travel and Tours is a one-stop solution for your travel, immigration, and Forex needs. We are IATA approved agents and an authorized Umrah agent. To book your holiday or Umrah package, please give us a call right now at 1-877-275-3555. We look forward to hearing from you.
घर खरीदना या हो बेचना, कोई तजर्बाकार और ईमानदार रियल्टर हो देखना, तो रियल एस्टेट की फील्ड में आपका दोस्त, आपका रफीक, ताबिश तौफीक। If you're searching for an honest and experienced realtor, please call Tabish Tawfiq of Remax Champions Realty Inc. 647-518-3000 or visit tabishhomes.com. 647-518-3000.
Hi, I'm Brian Crombie, and we're going to be talking on The Brian Crombie Show. We're going to be talking about politics, arts, business, and social issues on The Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. So we're back on Canada One TV, Brian Crombie Show. I'm here with Mark Diatel, a friend of mine who's really finding what's important to him and finding his passion in life. And Mark, you've been a really interesting gentleman because you've been very involved in your faith community, which I think has also been a passion of yours over time. You've been very involved in the community, arts, culture, and a couple of different events. You've been very involved in diverse activities. I know that your faith-based community has diversity nights where they'll welcome people from around the world to come and celebrate by bringing their own foods. So you've been involved in a whole bunch of things. And so it's interesting to me that you found frustration in your occupation such that you then became this professional guitarist.
So I don't think I found frustration in my occupation. I think I came to a conclusion that I was really good at what I did on the financial side. I came to a point where I know I could have done more and leave a legacy. I mean, it's great work to help people with their finances, but I know for a fact that music is universal. It unites, it's diversified, it's inclusive. When it comes to food, music, you know, that brings, it doesn't matter what faith, what color you are, and where you come from, your socio-economic status, music has a huge impact. And it's what people turn into when they're happy, when they are romantic, when they're sad. And I think that beyond music, what I can do personally with music, it's an impact with children, with educating people about the benefits of music and how it develops character. I love the traits you mentioned about learning to deal with society has to do with learning discipline, and music is part of that. It teaches discipline. It helps you being creative.
As you know, I was president of the Mississauga Arts Council.
Correct.
And it was a really interesting experience for me. And we had a task force on music and mental health. And one of the child psychologists came and said this line that will always stay with me. She said that when your voice fails you, music can speak for you.
That's a great quote.
And I think it's true that, you know, so often people find it difficult to express themselves with the words, but a song or a lyric or even an instrumental piece will speak to them, and they find that as a way to communicate. And you know, the other thing that was interesting to me is I interviewed Tom Barlow, who is four-time Juno nominee, a great rocker, and he was telling me that in some languages, particularly in Africa and elsewhere, music and dance are the same word. They're almost inseparable. That music and movement of the body at the same time is something that you do. And then the other thing this mental health person said that stuck with me is that music is one of those things that reaches into your memory bank when the memory bank is failing. And so people with dementia, people with Alzheimer's, people that have had traumatic brain injury, where they have difficulty remembering things, will tap their foot, will hum along, will sing the lyrics to familiar songs from their childhood, from their teenage years. And so that music stays with them and can actually draw their character, draw their personality back out again.
It's interesting. I've just read a story a week ago about a family getting together with a person who had Alzheimer's and never have spoken for a long time. And all of a sudden they start playing one of their favorite songs, right? And he starts singing. So that validates what you're saying. It's true.
The other thing that I think your story is really helpful as an example, if I could use you as an example, is that I think a lot of people want happiness. But happiness doesn't necessarily make us happy in the long term. There's been a lot of studies by a lot of psychologists that say that meaning is what makes us happy in the long term. And the example that people often use, psychologists often use, is that let's say at night you've got a choice. You're a parent, you can stay home and take care of a child and educate a child, or you can go out and party. Or you're a caregiver and you can stay and take care of an elderly parent, or you can go out and party. And that going out and party might make you happier in the short term, but the struggle with the child or the taking care of a parent provides you meaning, and that meaning will make you happier in the long term. And so therefore finding out what you can do that will give you meaning long term is critical. And that book Viktor Frankl, In Search of Meaning, was all about that in a concentration camp where he was trying to figure out what was the meaning that he wanted in his life.
I truly believe. So when we're talking about purpose, each of us have been born with a specific identity, a talent, a purpose. But I guess because of our upbringing, we forget. I mean, when they're kids, you ask them what you want to be, they'll tell you some crazy things. But when we grow up, then they say, no, you shouldn't think like that. You kind of settle. Or have fears, and those override your passion. For me, music, I started playing when I was 7. I used to put the guitar on the floor and play with the strings. My father, fortunately, he picked up on that and put me through training where I finished my studies. And by 14, I was a professor on classical guitar. I didn't continue with my passion, but that was a natural gift. I just didn't value it. And I think a lot of people, whether it's the gift of communicating, speaking, or doing many things, I think we all have it, but we just kind of put it back because we think that there's something better. And happiness, you're right, is connecting to your true self and sharing that. Then that becomes powerful.
So I've got a concept that I speak about on exactly this topic, if you're interested in hearing it. It's called Ikigai. It's a Japanese concept from a couple of millennials ago. And if you wouldn't mind, would you play a little bit in the background while I talk about this?
Sure.
You don't mind?
Sure.
Fantastic.
I'll do something quiet so I don't override you too.
Awesome. So the concept is called Ikigai. And what it is I mentioned, it's a Japanese concept from a couple of millennia ago. And it's, if you can imagine, 4 concentric circles. And you've got to answer the questions in these 4 concentric circles. And the first question is, what are you good at? And Mark is a great example where he was good at math, he was good at finance, and he was good at playing the guitar. And I think that too many people stop at what you're good at because they got good at math in school, or they got good at something, and then they end up becoming an actuary, or they end up becoming an accountant. And then the second circle, which has been the focus of a lot of the sort of the self-help movement and the current sort of be authentic movement, is what is your passion? And I completely agree with what Mark was saying in our first segment tonight, that finding out what your passion is important, but I again think it's not the only thing that's important. So what are you good at, and what are you passionate about? And then the third thing, which I think is really important, is what can you get paid for? And the reality and the stark reality of this world is you're not going to survive unless you can get paid for it. And so, you know, you can paid as an actuary, you get paid as a financial planner, and sometimes if you're really good, you can get paid as a guitarist. For me, I wanted to be a rock star. I was, Mark, you'll be surprised, I was the lead singer in a punk rock band when I was a teenager, and I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be on stage. But I wasn't a very good singer. And so I wasn't going to be able to be successful. So I had the passion to be a rock star, but I didn't have the ability to be a rock star. And I couldn't get paid to be a rock star. But then I got an opportunity to get involved in the business side of entertainment. And I went to Los Angeles and worked for the Walt Disney Company and found that I could have just as much fun and meaning being on the business side of entertainment as I could being on the entertainment side of entertainment, and I was a lot better at it. So what are you good at? What are you passionate about? What can you get paid for? And then the last thing, and it's pretty important, is what does the world need more of? Because you got to ask yourself, does the world need more guitarists? Does the world need more punk rock singers? Does the world need more actuaries? Does the world need more financial planners? Because you need to have a unique selling proposition. You need to have a competitive advantage. You need to have, you know, whatever those lingos are from business school and competitive strategy, you've got to have something that makes you special, because if you're the same thing as everyone else, then you're a commodity and you can't get paid well. So I think this concept is great, and it's that intersection of those four circles in the middle, that intersection, which is your ikigai, and it's the key to who you need to be in the future. What are you good at? What are you passionate about? What can you get paid for? And what does the world need more of? Answer those four questions, and the intersection of those four things is your ikigai.
It's wonderful. It's true.
It's helped me.
So I think that's your thing. I've seen a lot of artists, and I think having a business sense of how you approach your music, it's very important. You need to make money with it too. Yep. You need to figure out what your niche, what people like, and so on, and be the best you can be at that area.
So what's the future for Mark Diatel?
So 2020 is 2020 vision. Mm-hmm. Is a year where I am putting all my passion, all my work and time into developing my best self on the guitar side. Collaboration, meeting other musicians where we can bring projects, concerts together, travel, and making money at it too.
So travel, I read on Facebook today that you're moving to Spain.
But that was a hoax. I like warmer climate.
But it is something, it was a hoax, and I read that it was a hoax, obviously. But it was interesting because you said it in a way that people know that's a passion of yours. And you've spoken about wanting to move to Spain a lot in the past.
Right. So, first of all, I need to validate it. I mean, I haven't gone to Spain, but I have a lot of friends who went there. But music, classical guitar, has a rich history of a lot of musicians, a lot of the music, specifically for like flamenco and classical guitar, comes from Spain. Yeah. That's where I grew up in Argentina, so culture is similar. Plus, I love Canada. But as you get older, you kind of want to be a little bit warmer. So I like the warmer climate, and I think it's going to be better for me to embrace the culture and being able to travel and learn even from better people than myself.
And one of the other things I think that you're a great example of is someone who's emigrated to Canada from another country, from Argentina, and you, at the same time as you got very involved in Canadian community and Canadian culture, and our local culture and community here in Mississauga, you never lost your home country culture. And I think that that's an important example. And some people come to Canada and stay completely wedded to their former country's sports and culture and business and politics. And other people completely give all that up and only become what's going on in Canada.
True.
And I think you've got a great example of someone that's got the combination of the two.
I just love people, and I just respect everyone. Everybody has a different upbringing, history, belief system, and so on. But in all, I believe that we're all great humans. We can all learn from each other. I guess that's the way I grew up. It's also respecting individuals and loving people and being of service to them. So.
Now, if any of our viewers tonight are fascinated by your guitarist and want to check you out, come to a gig or hire you for a gig, how would they connect up with you?
So I'm working on my marketing plan. I don't have a website, but I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. I'm working on a YouTube channel right now and working on some branding opportunities in terms of expanding my image and so on. So that's part of the marketing plan. But for now, I think the best way would be through Facebook. I have my cell phone. People can reach me directly, but I don't answer it. So I think Facebook would be
the best way.
Facebook would be the best
way.
way.
Well, Mark, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
I wanted to number one, give you an opportunity to show to the world your talent, because I think you're extremely talented, and so thank you for that. But I also wanted to, around this time of year, the new year. Holiday season, people take a little bit of time to give some thought to the next year and what's important in life. And Mark's gone through a metamorphosis. He has gone through that stage of being a caterpillar and being in the cocoon, and now is coming out as a butterfly. He's figured out what his passion in life is. He's figured out what his purpose in life is. And he's not there completely yet. No. He's still working on it, and he's still training. But and I'm not suggesting for all of you that if you're a successful financial planner, give it up and pick up a guitar. But I am suggesting go through the same thought process that Mark's gone through. Try to figure out what's important in life. And if this Ikigai concept from Japan is of any interest to you and helpful to you, I commend it to you. You can go to my website, briancrombie.com, where I've actually got a speech on this posted, and I've got some slides that are helpful. But bottom line, it's what are you good at? What are you passionate about? What can you get paid at? And what does the world need more of? Find the intersection of that, and that's your Ikigai, or that's your purpose, or that's your meaning. And if you spend some time meditating over that, over the holiday season and over the new year, I think 2020 will be a better year for you. Happy New Year and all the best for 2020. Mark, thank you very much. Join us again on the Brian Crombie Show on Canada One TV. Good night.